Absolutely nothing.
I was looking to get a group together with my new drum set, and I answered a really odd ad that was behind a bunch of papers and pictures and phone numbers and addresses. There was just really crazy, just this little tiny piece of paper. It said, "Call if you want to play music." And believe it or not,
booming band.
That's been the whole thing about me, is that those people off to the other people, just on the other side of the fence, we're the other people, by the way. You know, the 1%ers, whatever you might want to call them.
People.
I answered the ads to the other person, and it turned out that it was this flunker here. So you know.
That's right. So when I got the phone call from this flunker here,
it took me about
what the
3
hell?
weeks to get a hold. I couldn't get a hold of you.
What? Yeah, that's right.
He finally called. I could hear his wife. This sucker's finally
go away.
You know,
Can you leave
phone
me
tag.
Leave me alone.
Typical. Getting out is hard. Getting in is easy.
That's right. Yeah, it took us a little while to get together. It took about 3 weeks, and then we finally did it.
My brother was a Hell's Angel, and we learned early on there is no divorce. You know, it's like a crab trap. There's no divorce. It's a one-way ticket. Once you're in, it's the tattoos, it's the whole works, and now we got. It's been like 6 years now. Couldn't be happier. I'll tell you that right now.
Seems like 60 years sometimes, but there we go. Well, it started off, we started playing electric first, and then I guess the first time we went in the studio we found out that didn't quite work, did it? It wasn't just the
we tried to find the norm that we thought was normal at the time, and the other guys we interviewed for the group that we wanted to form, we really didn't like. And it turns out that we just started writing. I had a lot of material from some short books that I wrote and from other things, and I showed him.
Lots of riffs.
I showed the doctor my material, and we started to just. I got off the drums and started to sing what I thought would make sense, and then the doctor started to construct these songs.
Doctor. That's who.
I tell you what,
it just became the doctor.
We became songwriters that couldn't play that well because I had been out of the business for a long time.
So it took us a
and I couldn't sing a note. And your guitar playing, it was like you had like polio.
It was like
I mean, he could get through and kind of, but we experimented with that. And before you know, we had 20 songs.
Yeah, and that was in the first like 12 months.
And it was just, I tell you what, it was just a song at a time. I really got into the writing thing. I got into just being the duo with a counterpart that was great side guy that could make structure in music, both in words and in setting up the song the proper way. And I tell you what, man, it's a lot of songs.
I don't think it was until
once we hit that groove, we were really on fire and just wrote a ton of stuff. We got a lot of material.
But it wasn't until we got the acoustic, the harp, and the flute and the voice that we started to get the
I always knew a breakthrough would occur. I don't consider us a very good band. I consider us two boomer guys that have worked their way back into shape where we can play, but deep down in our hearts, we're basically creative writers that can write music.
Yeah.
I found out just how bad we were in the studio, and then we just started cutting loose and playing.
That's right, and then that's how we got much better.
we started to find the beginning of our sound, which was an acoustic, harmonica.
And it's been that way ever since. So we'll keep on.
And the answer to that next question: call your mother.
She needs you now.
The baked potatoes are burning at 4:15.
The end. I'm just kidding, of course. What I don't like most about the live shows is the fact that it really doesn't matter if no one turns up. The live show is just about playing the music live. It's the music that comes out live, and we really get off on it.
I was gun shy.
It's great when you have people there and they like the songs as well, without a doubt, because that's.
I couldn't face the live crowd because I didn't know how to sing.
Tell them about Blue Martini.
And I just couldn't do it. You know, my heart wasn't in it.
Blue Martini.
But I just started to look at live performances. They were like family and friends, like you guys, and our wives and the kids and neighbors and all that. And that grew into like a live audience. We have our own crowd now. So
Democratic Party.
Yeah, there's 30, 40 people coming to the gigs.
That's right.
And they're all, that's all our inner group, then the rest of them. So, I mean, it turned, we kind of got coaxed into live performances and worked our way in, just doing gigs. And I feel more comfortable there than some of the, I mean, we're actually happy.
The other thing about the live, what I like about the live,
when we're working, we work hard, but we're actually happy on stage.
Yeah, but also at times,
it's great.
The live performance, it's you do improve because you're playing it live in front of people. And
oh yeah.
You really, we really.
But it's not a game face thing. It's like now we have people that need to see how this sounds.
And Dave?
Instead of experimenting with the same songs over and twisting them out, we play them the right way, and it's like, you know, we'll behave right now because we're live.
So all the live shows I think are good. Right. You know, you see how well you're progressing and things, and now we're starting to get folks who like the songs themselves, which is good. We hate them, by the way, don't we?
It takes a long time when you don't really want to play gigs, when you just want to get together with a couple of dudes and, you know, have a hobby on the side, you know, like collecting like old whiskey bottles that you've just emptied and getting like a whole shitload of them, you know, and taking up like
jug bag.
And collecting empty cigarette wrappers that you smoked yourself, okay, and you know, habits like that we don't do, but I don't know, one thing led to another, man.
Exactly, but this is where we are now. Southwest, I think.
Actually,
just go somewhere. What's our ultimate direction?
I think I would like to, if I could, I'd like to live near the studio and do a lot of recording regularly, because some of the jam sessions we're coming up with are definitely presentable to somebody. You know, I mean,
yeah, I think
it's amazing how we cut the luggage having other people in the group, and they just can't fly like this. It's just you meet certain people that are on the same road, and you can really kick up the speed and the volume and the productivity.
Yeah.
Dude, when we hunker down, man, we can get productive.
Yeah.
I really wish ultimately that we had a studio type setting that we were close to be in a lot.
Yeah.
and just start.
The direction is really a producer.
And I always like family and friends around when I play. I don't really like to play alone anymore. I like it'd be nice to have a constant group of maybe 5 or 6 people with us all the time. Like we do at our gigs, we get the carryovers and the neighbors and family that hang with us, and it's always nice to have that around. When you have that around all the time, it's kind of like a circus, because we're out of the game. We're like invisible now, playing.
Yeah.
Once the music starts, we're out of it, so they can kick the shit out of each other. Who cares?
And we just I think the ultimate goal is just to keep writing songs, because that's where the creativity piece of it comes in.
There's some people can give you some people you meet in life can give you an end game where you've got that figure going in, okay, and you seek out what a couple of goals, whatever that might be. Other people you meet open a door where there is no end game, where actually
it's
as creative as you want to be, you
go down the blue rabbit.
Put that like 10 times greater, you know.
The blue pill or the red pill? Which one do you want to go?
I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes right now. She go deep.
She go deep.
She go deep.
She go deep. You go deep. By paying for the CD, no, I'm just
by coming to Java Divine every Wednesday,
and
picking up one of our CDs, which I don't like, by the way, but it's beautiful. You know.
And also, if we can we're trying to get some gigs downtown in Glenwood South, Hibernian. So I think just coming out and see us is probably the best way.
Actually,
we'll certainly distribute some of the CDs and that, but coming out to see us.
Now that we're the house band at Java, what we really want to do is maybe be a house band like at Hibernian.
Yeah.
If we could get that.
That'd be nice.
A base. We have a good home base for family and friends to hang out. We've created our own party, and the crowds can get kind of chaotic, which we like. We like a circus type atmosphere.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to have a downtown spot where we're not even. No one really knows who we are.
No.
But if we could just land a good regular gig.
I think the other thing we want to do is get the radio show.
Because the regular gigs, if you land like a house gig, it's like going to a nice practice. You can just work on your stuff there. The same people are there, you know, and the ones that don't want to hear you can go down the street and get drunk. If they want to hang with us, I got some pocket rockets here. I tell you what, they'll be wanting to hang with us a lot.
Another place we want
to
do is the radio show, of course.
I think that would be cool.
Who was it going to be though? The people? It was Vlad and Borski.
There's a couple of Siberian gentlemen.
A couple of Siberian
They have a lot on their mind.
On the radio show.
They have a lot on their mind.
Hey, come down. Bring your Borski.
Asteroid hit Earth soon, jackass.
You won't die. We won't.
Asteroid, you, Mr. Master's degree. Asteroid hit Earth soon.
You dead.
Yeah.
We not. Everyone's us. Actually, last remarks, we probably need to talk a little bit about some of the band members, like the CG.
Actually, the last remarks, I'd like to see if we could get into. Is there an underground radio station at your college?
It is, but you can't hear it because it's underground.
Like a chapel. Is there one at Chapel Hill? Is it? That's what I'd like to get to. That'd be
it's probably NPR. Cool. There's also, I think the other one I think we should get into is up in Philadelphia. It's WXPN.
You know the city of brotherly love? You got any friends in Philly? No, they're not that kind of friends. These are friends you don't want to bring home. But if you make a few phone calls, you can get something happen, you know. Friends in Philly.
So yeah, that's us. And we don't give a damn.